Hello, this is Mimi from Mimi's Crafty Shop. Welcome to my channel, or if you are a subscriber, thank you so much for stopping by and supporting my channel. I have been working on 4 journals, travel notebook journals, and some file folders, and this is the Rose journal. And I think that they turned out fabulous. Right here I'm showing you some little snippets of fabrics and laces and stuff that I'm putting with it. Of course, this is Busy in the Garden. This is a beautiful picture by MrsCogsCrafts, and I just got a little pocket in the back and it says handmade by Mimi's Crafty Shop. It's an embellished clip that I made. I have just overdone it again. I just went crazy making all these embellishments. I love the way this turned out. I put a little cameo on the front. It's a pin. It's my expandable sides there that I like to do. I love making these altered file folders. I have put on there some vintage buttons. Another beautiful picture from Miss Cogs. And just some other ephemera that I have made. Just taking pieces of scraps and beautiful pictures of children and just, either sewing them together or gluing them together. This is some scrapbook paper that I put on the front and back that I just absolutely adore. They're some of my favorite. The inside is just really full of all kinds of ephemera embellishments. This, I got the idea from Junk Sisters. I'll have to get their names from their Etsy store, but they sell these, and I have bought some from them before, so that's how I got that idea. Here's a little paper bag that I embellished, and it's got some journal tags by Junk with Steph. I think that's her autumn one from last year or the year before. There is a little, I'm thinking this is an envelope that I altered. And I'll open it up here in a minute. It's so fun to watch. That's a tag from Dreams, etc. They're winged element tags. And that is, I bought me a laminator, so I have been laminating some stuff. I just love the way it turned out. Anyway, so there's the file folder. As you can see, I embellished it up. This is the 10 journal. And this one particular one has 2 signatures and 128 pages front and back. The closure is some stretchy tea, coffee dyed, and I have some embellishments, little locket there on the front that I took and put a little picture in it. And the front here, I just collaged a bunch together, sewed it. That's some little charms and beads that I put on there. And this got a pocket on the back. There's a really cute postcard. I just love that postcard. I thought it was so pretty. It says Vintage Roses. I made the cover with file folder, and then I took and sewed on canvas and then had scrapbook paper inside, and I sewed it so to kind of reinforce it, and it's got a 2-inch spine. This is something else that I put together. Most of my stuff I try to make ahead of time. I'll have like an embellishment ephemera week or whatever, and I make up a lot of stuff to use in my journals. I usually do a little bit of every colors because I never know what I'm going to be working on. So I always have plenty of rose stuff though, because that's one of what most people like. There's my paper clips that I have embellished and used as dangles. I think MyPorchPrints is where I got some of this from too. And let's see, who else? I know I got Edith Holden in there. I've got vintage papers. And another person that I have, I'll show it to you in a minute if I come across some of it in here. That's a little collage I made up. And that's one of my most favorite things to do, is just take either scraps of material, fabrics, or ephemera, and just put it all together and, make like a little pocket or something that you can use in your journals or whatever you're crafting on. So I, of course, have tea dyed all these papers. This is a tea and journal from digital from TLC Creations. It's one that I've had and I've used it in the past, and I've had it for a long time, so I absolutely love it. I have quite a few of her travel notebook journals, and that's actually a Rolodex card that I had embellished. I thought it turned out so cute. Oh my gosh. I think that's from Dreams, Etc. too. And then this is a little card that I made up, and on the front of it is actually a napkin that my mom had gave me, and I have used it so a little bit at a time. But isn't that digital so gorgeous? And those I think are from Shabby Roses. I'm pretty sure I got some vintage people from her a long time ago, and I tea-dyed them up. They look so pretty. That is Monarch pictures, I think, or digitals. That is some of vintage ephemera that I've got from La French Riviera. I have bought quite a few of her kits, and they're gorgeous on Etsy. These are just some digital papers that I took and printed out. They're kind of like collages, and I put like a digital on the back, front and back, and just folded it up. These can make into pockets, or you can use them in a journal or whatever. I just love doing them, and then just kind of tearing out the sides so that way it looks real vintage. So it's a combination of all kinds of stuff: vintage papers that I made old, magazine papers, magazines that I have, a collection. That is a little booklet I made up that you can use as just a little notebook, little writing book, that you want to write down notes or to-do list or whatever. And I have used different kinds of papers that I had tea-dyed or just dyed with food coloring. And this coming up is a beautiful page out of a magazine that I have. I don't really know which one it is. I have so many. Oh my goodness. I've gotten so much ephemera. And I don't remember who I got that from either. It's gorgeous. So another one of those digital papers that I took and folded up, and I made it look old and vintage. Excuse me. I use a variety of digitals when I make my journals, so I try to make sure that I put them all in there, but sometimes I miss somebody. So if I missed you, I'm so sorry, but I try to make sure that I mention people in my when I list them on Etsy, where these will be for sale, or if I do my YouTubes. This is a vintage postcard. I nearly took that postcard out because I'm fixing to do a Gothic journals, and I thought that would have been so pretty in my Gothic book, but I said, oh well, I'll just have to get another one. So I think I have some more that are similar, but it's so cute. And there's some more of that vintage French paper, and that's Mina, who has that on Etsy, La French Riviera. This is something I made. I know this is made out of an envelope, another one of my paper clips. I made this up a while back and did a lot of stamping on it. And I apologize if I'm kind of out of frame. I haven't videoed that much in the last 6 months. These, and that right there is gorgeous. I wish I had shown it to you better, but that's MrsCogsCrafts digitals, White in the Garden. I've had these done for a while. It's just taken me a while to get them together, and I've gone on vacation and just everything else, just always something going on, but nothing bad, just life itself. So sometimes we get just busy with life. And anyway, there's some more of those vintage papers that actually is just vintage ephemera that I made look vintage. But that's a vintage postcard, which is absolutely gorgeous. I love it. And that, I just put like one of those clips on it and put it together. And that's another really pretty thing that was made. And here is some more of the beautiful vintage girls and some vintage looking paper. I think that's from Shabby Roses. She has a good selection of vintage papers that I enjoy using. And like I said, I did some embellishing on the sides of these. You'll see. Now here is a little side pocket. And a lot of this, I made it where you can take it out, so that way you can write on the back the pages, or you can take your ephemera out so you can use this a little easier. Now this is from Dodi. This was VintageAnteUps. She makes real pretty ephemera, and I started using some of it in my journals because I absolutely love it, and I always give her credit for it. So she inspires me a lot. And I've gotten a lot of super great ideas from her. She's a sweet lady. My mom and I have been buying from her for at least 2 or 3 years now, and just love her. And she's excellent at collaging things and making beautiful little ephemera and some little bitty journals and stuff. That's another one of those little books I put together, little notebook. And this was real cute. I made this up. Use the little girl and then just put the butterflies behind her. So fun to do that. I love that. I think that's a cute way to add to your journals. Just doing those is so cute. And let me see. Oh yeah, that was another digital of a collage that I had. And that's vintage typewriting paper. I got it really cheap at the bookstore. So more beautiful rose ephemera, and then there on the side there is a little collage with, I think those are Tim Holtz vintage film papers. And that little girl's adorable, and she's so cute. And that's another French ephemera. And that right there is, I made these at my mom's. These are some paper clips, and then I embellished them. And she's the one that sent me a video on that someone was making those. So when I went to see her last time, I made up quite a few of them. I gave her some, and I brought some of mine home. But I love the way they turned out. Anyway, and more ephemera. But I have 3 other journals, and I decided to video them separately. Because that way the videos weren't so long. But anyway, and I don't know why it takes me so long to get all this done. It's crazy. Oh my gosh, I love this postcard. Now, I made this one up, but I thought it turned out so cute. Some more vintage French receipt there. And then this is a tag. I can't remember where it came from, but I just embellished it and added some stuff to it. And love this tag here. And that's another one I can't remember whose digital it's from. But I just love the way that lady made those, that kit that she had. I need to be better about writing that down. That's another flip out. And those are some stickers that I have bought recently. I love them. They're so pretty. Another flip out. And some more French ephemera there. So I love that lady. She's so pretty. And a beautiful, out of a book that's in French. And let's see, what else do we have? But you can write in this journal or use it as a keepsake, a memory book, add to your collection. That's a really pretty tag that I bought at a resale shop or a thrift store a while back. It's been a few years ago, so I decided to let go of it. And there is the end, another little belly band pocket. And then I had collaged that pocket there on the other side. Love that bird on there. And another one of those real pretty vintage children pictures that had a lot of pink on it. Anyway, I thank y'all so much for stopping by, and y'all have a blessed day.